Hello and welcome to Science Outreach. In this video we will analyze the article, The Teaching Experience of Database Management for Mechanical Engineering Students, written by Gábor and Carlos Arturo Torres Gastelú. Published in February 2015. The objective of this study is to examine whether mechanical engineering students achieve better test results when they download and review a sample test prior to the exam. The researchers began with the hypothesis that students who accessed the sample test would obtain higher scores and pass the exam at a higher rate. The study also aimed to determine whether sample tests could support decision-making regarding teaching strategies and student preparation methods in database management. Mechanical engineering freshmen at Obuda University must pass 2 tests during their first semester. The first in week 6, the second in week 13. During the first part of the semester, students learned the theoretical foundations of database management, which is challenging because the practical component of this subject is not introduced until the 3rd semester. Since 2007, students have been allowed to download teaching materials through a university-developed online system. Each student receives a username and password, and the system records who downloads what and when. 1 week before the exam, students were given the opportunity to download a sample test with similar exercises. Some students used this opportunity while others ignored it. The researchers analyzed the timing and frequency of downloads and observed that students did not wait until the last moment. They downloaded the sample test gradually throughout the week. A total of 377 students participated in the study. Group A, 88 students who did not download the sample test. Group B, 289 students who did download and review the sample test. The study tested 2 hypotheses. Students who reviewed the sample test would achieve better exam results. Students who downloaded the sample test would pass the exam at a higher percentage. After the exam, researchers used IBM SPSS statistics v.20 to analyze whether using the sample test improved performance. Mathematical and statistical analyses were applied to compare the test results of both groups. According to Table 1, Group B, the students who downloaded the sample test, achieved higher mean scores on the exam. Approximately 83% of these students passed the test. In contrast, Group A, those who did not download the sample test, passed at a significantly lower rate. However, to confirm whether this was statistically meaningful, the researchers tested the null hypothesis, which stated that there would be no significant difference between the 2 groups. The statistical analysis revealed. Levine's test showed that the variances between the 2 groups were significantly different, p less than 0.05. Because of this, the researchers used the Welch-D test, which also showed a significant difference, p less than 0.05, between the means. This means that downloading and reviewing the sample test had a real, measurable impact on exam performance. Using eta squared, the researchers found an effect size of approximately 24%, meaning that reviewing the sample test accounted for nearly a quarter of the variance in student scores, a moderate effect. In simple terms, students benefited substantially from using the sample test. The findings confirm both research hypotheses. Students who downloaded and reviewed the sample test achieved better exam results. Students who reviewed the sample test passed the exam at a much higher percentage. This improvement is likely due to the fact that the sample test contained the same type of exercises as the actual exam. Students could practice beforehand, understand the difficulty level, and find effective strategies to solve the problems. The study also revealed that students' learning habits changed. They downloaded the sample test more steadily and earlier than they downloaded other learning materials in the past. Overall, the use of a sample test proved to be a productive and effective tool for theoretical database management courses. It helped students gain confidence, practice relevant tasks, and improve their academic performance. Thank you for joining us for this analysis. See you in the next episode of Science Outreach.